That was quite the Tuesday night in the NBA. In the same night, we see the shot of the season, and we also get the return of one of the most entertaining players on planet Earth. 7 games to go through, and we start in New Orleans. Wolves and Pelicans tonight, Anthony Edwards versus Zion Williamson, and there goes Ant-Man. Right away in this first quarter, Edwards looking to set the tone with a few triples. Minnesota with an early 12-point lead, but there is that man and that athleticism. Zion with a rebound and the putback, and now a real welcome back moment. He'd been out for 2 months with an injury, but my goodness, he looked good in his return. Second quarter now, Minnesota up by 1. DiVincenzo with some defense, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker with the left. Now the two gladiators going toe-to-toe. Edwards taking it from Zion and then letting him hear about it after. Here goes Zion again. Point Zion pushing the tempo, finding DeJounte Murray in the corner for 3. Third quarter, you can say what you want about Zion when he's not playing, but when he is, you cannot deny that he is something to behold. The defense again, and Zion the slam. Pelicans up by 5 in the third quarter, and it's like we forget that he's a 59% shooter in his career. That dude in white that wears number 5 is pretty special himself. Wolves up by 6 now late in the third and building their lead. Conley probing the paint back out to Dante's Inferno. It was great to see Zion tonight, but the Pelicans not enough for Minnesota. All this talk focused this season about ratings and such. You know what people want to see? Entertaining players like Zion Williamson. After the game, Zion had this to say from Pelicans film room. Quote, "The focus I had during this rehab was a bit more extreme. That's why my legs are already under me. I feel like I didn't even lose a beat, but gained a beat." First game back, 28 minutes, 22 points, 6 rebounds, 3 steals. Welcome back, Zion. Oh, and by the way, that dude Anthony Edwards, pretty special himself. Over the last 3 games, he's been incredible, as always. 32-9 today in the win. As exciting as it was to see Zion back out there, I don't know if it beats what we saw tonight at the end of this Jazz-Hawks game. Atlanta up by 6, second quarter in this one, and check out the number 1 pick in the draft, Zachary Risachet. Now it's Trae Young's turn, all the way from Park City, Utah. Atlanta up 11, and Trae, it's time to dance, Walker Kessler, stopping on a dime. Atlanta was up huge in this game, but now in the third, it's down to 3, and it's because of Lauri Markkanen. Utah down by 2, midway through the third, and here they go again, and here goes Lauri Legend again, in the corner for 3. In the fourth quarter, though, here's the league leader in dimes, Trae Young, getting to the paint and getting one to go. Tied up with 9 minutes to go, there's one of his 20 dimes on the night. The story in this one, and the story that everybody's going to be talking about, these last 8 seconds, Utah down by 3, Dyson Daniels the near steal, but Colin Sexton picks it up and ties it. 3 seconds to go, no timeouts, and of course, one of the only players in the league that would hit that shot. Trae Young going full Madison Square Garden mode on the people of Utah, and what a finish this was. Maybe the shot of the year, right? Trae's incredible shot at the end negates a great night from Markkanen, 35 points. But people are not going to remember that because Trae Young, 24 points, 20 assists. Next up, we go to Dallas, Lakers and Mavericks, where the Mavericks are 1-12 when they don't have Luka and Kyrie. And it started out promising for the Lakers. This play right here literally made my jaw drop. The 40-year-old LeBron James changing hands with the left. We saw the hop still work. How about the turbo button? That still works too. Charging to the basket. All tied up at the end of the first, LeBron stepping to the right and hitting a tough 3. Early in the second quarter, this is where Dallas is different than years past. Their depth is different. Lakers up by 2, 4.5 minutes to go in the second, and there's Grimes again around the screen, another 3. Lakers, though, still in control at this point, up by 4, LeBron to the cutting Christie, nice cut. The end of this first half really changed the momentum of this game, though. Clay pump fake, Clay triple. Next possession, all tied at 50, get out and run Hardy to the rim, back to Thompson in the corner, and Clay's on fire. And then in the third quarter, the Mavericks' strategy was simple. Go at Austin Reeves on defense. They were putting Reeves in isolation, and they were taking turns going right at his chest. Mavericks up by 9 late in the third, Dinwiddie playmaking the former Laker, finding Jaden Hardy for 3. Speaking of Hardy, he was just torching the Lakers in this third quarter. When we think about worst Laker losses of the season, that Miami game on the road immediately comes to mind, but considering who the Mavericks were missing tonight, I would say tonight's up there. It might actually be personally my number one pick for their worst loss of the season, all things considered. They got demolished. The Mavericks snap a 5-game losing streak, winning by 21, and look at the balance for them on offense. Quentin Grimes, 23, 9, and 6, one of my players of the night. He's been quietly doing it for them all season long, and tonight, he was their main man. Next up, Phoenix in Charlotte tonight, looking to make it 2 in a row. And early in this first quarter, that new Phoenix starting lineup doing its part. Booker the mid-range, Durant the mid-range. Booker's had an inconsistent season so far, but tonight he was great, going right at the chest of LaMelo. Phoenix up by 8 late in this first, and Booker putting them up by double digits. Against a bad Charlotte team, this has got to be a game that Phoenix comes away with, even on the second night of a back-to-back. But of course, now here comes LaMelo and the Hornets. LaMelo gives them the lead. Now it's LaMelo again, swerving, turning that corner, whoa, right to the rim. Into the first half, the Hornets putting on a show. LaMelo with the lob to Brandon Miller, now LaMelo, the laser to Miles Bridges. That early Phoenix lead long gone, and LaMelo from long range. Hornets up by 6, 3.5 minutes to go in the third, and LaMelo Ball putting on another show. And in this fourth quarter, my only thoughts were this. Can you imagine if this freaking Hornets team can ever stay healthy? LaMelo the 3 there, LaMelo. Ice skates on Kevin Durant. Step back. Have yourself a night, LaMelo. 32, 10, and 7, and the win as the Hornets win by 11. And that negates an amazing night from Booker, 39, 10, and 6. These are the types of nights he has to have more frequently.
Your swag coming back every single time one hits?
And I always got that. Like, even when I wake up, I just feel great for real. I don't know what it is. Just life for real. I mean, God bless me. He let me live, so every day is just a beauty.
Next up in Denver tonight was should have been the game of the night if Nikola Jokic had played. Unfortunately, no Joker for the Nuggets. They're dealing with the Celtics tonight, and even without Joker, what a start for Denver. Westbrook with a corner 3. Remember, this is the first Celtics game since that Oklahoma City game. The question tonight was how do they respond? Tatum the block, Tatum the lob. Second quarter, Celtics now build a 12-point lead. Russell Westbrook the turnover on the other end. Sam Hauser pull-up triple. But even without their main man tonight, Nuggets down by 8 and hovering around. Check out the lefty shot by Murray. Next possession, same thing. Murray going to work, getting the pick and roll, patiently probing the paint, and getting to his step back. Third quarter, Nuggets have come all the way back to tie it, and Michael Porter Jr., the hammer. I mean, look at these Nuggets down by 2 without their main man, Westbrook, a triple. Later in this third quarter, Nuggets down by 6, Westbrook again. All tied up now in the fourth, 10:20 to go, and there's Sam Hauser again. 2-point Boston lead, 7:30 to go. Porzingis in the post outside to Holiday for 3. Celtics up by 7, 6 minutes to go. Finals MVP to the OG. It wasn't the prettiest Celtics win of the season, but a win is a win, especially in a tough environment like Denver. Celtics end up winning by 12, and that negates a great night once again for Russell Westbrook. Player of the day today for Boston, Kristaps Porzingis, 25, 11, and 2 steals. In Golden State tonight, another rough night for the Warriors. Full recap of this game can be found on my page. Coming off a blowout loss at home to Sacramento, they get blown out again, this time by Miami, despite Steph's brilliance. And last but not least, tonight in Washington, D.C., Rockets coming off a win against the Lakers. But tonight they're in a fight with the Wizards. They're down by 9 early. Corey Kispert, the 3. They're down 12. Now they got it back within 3, and there's their identity, their defense. A steal for Van Vliet, and then a men's showtime. Washington not going anywhere, though, in this first half. Up by 3, and Corey Kispert was cooking Houston. Third quarter, Rockets up by 3. Their main 2 guys, Alperen to Jalen in the corner. Moments later, there's that defense again. Turnover on one end, Van Vliet finding Amen Thompson on the other. Now they're up by 6, and that duo again, Alperen to Jalen. Lead growing, and a huge third quarter for Jalen Green. Houston ends up winning the game by 23 on the road. Check out their young core. Check out Amen Thompson, 2015 and 5. And one of the parts of their young core that we sometimes forget about, Reed Shepherd tonight in his G League debut. 49 points, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 3 steals. I'm not giving up on him as potentially being the main guy for this team in the future. And tomorrow we got 8 games, including the game of the year. Thunder and Cavs, be ready, be prepared. That's a potential finals preview. We also will wait and see if Zion plays in the second night of a back-to-back. And then we get Wemby versus Young.